Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Citadel with me, Daniel M. So we are here with some more of our featured games from the Reading Regional. As I said before, I'm only going to choose some select games for this regional because I got 6 games from the tournament, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to be showing them for the next 6 weeks. And then the games be really out of date and the meta completely have moved on. That's not what I want from this channel. I want decks that are more relevant to the current meta, so I'm not a bit as stagnant as the meta did get there for a little while, but now is getting shaken up quite nicely. So I'm going to choose a couple more from this tournament series, get them up as quickly as possible, and then we can move on to some more current meta decks. In this matchup, on the left, we have got Richard Walker playing his Greyjoy Crossing, which we saw in the previous video, and he is playing against someone who I've lost. I've lost the sheet I recorded all the names of the players on, so I'm very sorry, I don't know your name. It's Martel Kraken deck, though. And unfortunately, I feel like I should know this person, so please comment below this video and make me feel all embarrassed that I've forgotten your name. So, another thing I'd like to remark is, one of the things I love about commentating on Richard games, there's a lot of things I don't. The fact that he's a bastard, which is actually his nickname, you can call him that, he will respond to it, but look at his play area. Before the game has even started, he's got his power set up really clearly. Whenever he plays, his board state is always really presentable, really clear to understand. There's no kind of like tricksy, I'm going to try and hide information from you. It's all right there. It's really easy to commentate on because you can see it really well. So that's really nice. But the other thing is, he is not using his regionals playmat. He's a beautiful playmat, absolutely amazing, but he's not using it because he's playing Greyjoy and he's using a Greyjoy map and using Greyjoy tokens. So he is playing to the swag god. All praise thee. So that's a reference to Banter Behind the Throne, guys. It's another podcast. Obviously, this is a tournament series of shouting out to other podcasts. So, done the Southern Bannerman, really good one. And this time it's Banter Behind the Throne, which you should absolutely go and check out. Interesting matchup. Martel is often a really hard matchup for Greyjoy, especially if they're running the icon removing attachments. If they're running the Tainted, which they often have been recently, that can be a real struggle, especially for Greyjoy Crossing. And running Nymeria, if you use her effectively, can cause all sorts of trouble for Greyjoy Crossing. She can just shut down that third challenge, especially if you can keep the board small with tiers and various board resets. So, what are our setups? Oh, Nymeria, straight away, first turn, on setup. Greyjoy has like a god setup. It's got Balon and something else, which I can't see because of the glare, a Sea Scout, Iron Fleet Scout, and a Razor Road. So that's like a god-like setup. But Martel has got 2 reducers and Nymeria, and that Nymeria is going to put in serious work this game. I cannot imagine Richard is happy with this, despite having an amazing setup. Awkward situation. I think that other character might be a Salty Navigator. But I'm not entirely sure. I really just cannot see because of that glare. Hopefully he'll move it soon or put his hand over it, and we'll be able to figure out what it is. So this is going to be a hard matchup for Richard. Here, the Martel player is going to have stealth, so he's not going to be able to stealth past everything. He's going to have icon control, which means he's not going to be able to use all his characters how he wants to. And he's probably going to have Gaston Grey as well. So that's another character you don't want Euron or Balon being forced back to hand, but you also need to use them to be able to get through your 3 challenges and get your renown and get your rush off. So moving into the first plot phase, let's see what we get. A long plan into a, I don't know, Richard, move it, yeah, there we go, thank you, Richard. The long winter, See, Richard, you're so nice to me. Thank you.
Okay.
So nice. What a nice boy. What a nice boy. The Martel player playing quite nicely with this plot there. Just put it right in the middle so it's nice and easy to see. Using the first player token, which is something you don't often see, but actually, on video, nice and makes it nice and easy to commentate on. Getting a dupe on Nymeria straight away. So Richard now going to go, oh, really could do with that sea stone chair. Need to kill her multiple times though. Shit. So Richard probably not very happy with that. And what else is the mark? And he's getting. Now I can't quite see which icon attachment that is. I think it's a condemned. So I think he's taken on Balon's military icon. So Richard's not going to be happy with that. Getting a King's Road out. What else is he going to do? And a Kaliot. Ooh.
Deja vu. The last time we played.
So
I was definitely certain, wasn't I? I think it was Tarkastan last time.
Oh dear. That Kaliot is going to cause Richard some issues, and a fishing net as well. So all the attachments early on, and Nymeria. Richard is not going to be happy about that. This is an awkward situation for Richard. Let's see what he can do with his marshalling. Getting out his own King's Road, so plenty of economy there for Richard. Using his King's Road. What is he going to get out? Paying something as well. Oh, Asher! So, he's got some stealth already, and unfortunately, with that Nymeria out there, he's probably not going to be able to get 2 challenges off. So the Martel player, and a sea stone chair. So he's got the answer they needed. Now, if the Martel player takes either, if it is a condemned, which I think it is on Balon, if he takes Balon's military icon, Richard can get the unopposed military through Asher, and if he takes Asher's, he can get the unopposed through Balon. So he's getting the unopposed. My assumption is there's an argument for killing Kaliot, because then Kaliot is gone, but I think he has to try and wheedle away Nymeria's dupe and then try and kill her next turn. Try and get the unopposed this turn and the unopposed next turn. That 2 claim on the first turn could be nice, but I think the targeted kill is more important. I think until you see that dupe on Nymeria, you probably plan on taking the 2 military claim. But I think either way,
I'll take his military.
going to take the military, I think they're off Balon, and I think going to do a military challenge. And Richard just using that attachment there to just say that Balon is of no use. He's just going to sit there for dominance. Oh, I don't think that was a... Oh, it's Wendermere! It's Wendermere! That other character is Wendermere. It's not a...
No. I bet you haven't got any. I had one. Oh, really?
It's not a salty navigator. Oh, and the other player there on the table, just one part of the spot prizes that were hosted throughout the day. Each round there was a random draw for prizes. Everything from tumblestones to regional playmats. There was a huge range of stuff. It's a really nice little addition to the tournament. It's nice to play with.
Trigger that. Boost her to 5.
Defending with Asher, boosting Asher to 5 so that he doesn't lose. Richard obviously then not wanting to lose Wendermere would be my assumption. I personally probably would have sacrificed Wendermere. Oh no. See, in the moment you think, I can sacrifice Wendermere, get through my own military, kill off Nymeria, but that leaves you open to a march next turn, which is not what you want. You don't want to lose Asher or Balon, so that's difficult. This does now mean that Richard's not going to be able to get off his 2 claim challenges that he wanted.
Power. Unopposed. How much gold do you have?
Richard's going to let the power go unopposed because what he wants is he wants the Martel player to have 2 power that he can steal.
He's got no icon.
Richard just going to do a power challenge.
The fishmonger.
Stealthing the fishmonger. Richard's going to get 3 power from that. So Richard on 3. And he's going to win dominance because of Balon. Unless there's anything else he can do. Ooh. Oh no, Balon's dead. He poisoned him. I missed that. Oh, poor Balon. Balon is dead. So he could have let the military.
Yeah, I knew it was a mistake keeping Balon in that step. I was thinking, should I mulligan? You're going to get tears.
If he'd let the military go unopposed. Well, no, that's fine. He had to defend the military, and then the intrigue had to go unopposed, which means, oh dear. So losing Balon early on, really big hit here. That Martel player just turning those screws of everything we've said before, the icon control, the Nymeria, and Tears. And the Martel player is Joel. Sorry about that, Joel. I'm really sorry. I know you shouldn't have got your name. Sorry. Joel is the Martel Kraken player. So, marching Wendermere to Richard's calling the banners. Richard left there with just poor little Asher. So the Martel player really applying a lot of board control here, a lot of board pressure. Richard struggling to get out the lowest cost characters that he did in the last game. That's going to let him get his crossing trigger. So Martel player has got Nymeria with the dupe. It's those 2 little stats, Chud and Calliot, that really pushes his advantage here. Really means that he's got the full dominance because he hasn't got any locations. Richard has got the Sea Scout, I keep calling it that, Iron Fleet Scout, and he has got the Sea Stone Chair. So hopefully those locations will start to benefit him like they did in the last round. However, he doesn't have the Great Kraken, so he's not going to be getting the draw that he did last time. That's going to really make the difference in this matchup. If Richard can keep drawing characters and keep drawing cards, if he can get that Great Kraken out, he's going to be able to push through his card advantage to really benefit him in this game. Oh, getting that condemned back on Asher, and he's got 5 gold, I think. So you know he's going to play something else. He's going to play Sirio. Oh, the stealth that Richard didn't want to see. Meaning that Asher's not going to get through an unopposed military challenge, which is what Richard really wanted. Let's see what he can marshal. Getting out of King's Road, so he's not struggling for economy this game, which is really nice for him. Using it and paying some gold to get out Littlefinger. So obviously Richard must be running more than one. Maybe he's running 2 Littlefinger in this deck. It's a intrigue icon that you really want to see. It's extra economy and it's card draw for Greyjoy. So nice little shout there in this crossing deck. Don't see Littlefinger around that much these days, which personally I think might be a mistake. I know he's a 5 cost, so he's kind of a good cost slot. He's got economy on him, which is really important these days, and his card draw. And he's not a character to sniff at. There's a lot of houses that need an intrigue power icon. So yeah, I might think about putting him in more of my decks actually, personally. Taking Asher's military icon, which means that Richard is not going to be able to defend the military challenge. So that's an awkward situation for Richard. He has got 1 gold left, but I don't think there's anything he can really do with it. And he might get unopposed, and then he can use We Do Not Sow.
Unopposed. With him.
But he's going to have to kill something. Oh! Killing Asher! That's
Nothing tells me you're going to be watching this video.
upsetting. This is he is brutalizing Richard right now. Getting an unopposed challenge.
Sorry, yeah, defending with that.
Taking the We Do Not Sow out of Richard's hand. Oh dear. Oh dear, this is not a good situation. Exactly what I was talking about. The style of Martel aggression and board control is just something that Greyjoy really struggles to deal with.
I know, which one shall I do?
He's still got the 1 gold, so he could do something.
Power.
He's going to do a power challenge to try and claw back some power.
Draw a card.
He's going to draw a card with Kraken. He has got the Kraken, so this is going to mean that he can maybe draw some cards, get the things he needs to try and get back into this game. But difficult situation. Martel player 4 characters on the board to Richard's 1. Martel player has played out March to the Wall, so I don't think Littlefinger's going to be going anywhere unless he's running 2 March to the Wall, which isn't unheard of, though it's rare. However, I think he's probably going to be running something else. I can imagine Richard's maybe going to play trading with the Pitoshi. He really needs to get something else out onto the board, and might be in a difficult situation. Yeah, I'm imagining it's going to be a Pitoshi. I don't know what the Martel player will do. Maybe something to solidify. I'd be tempted to maybe see a building orders. Discard down for reserve, getting rid of the fishing net. Building orders I'd want to see maybe for a Gaston, or even just some economy. Yeah, building orders. You can get an attachment that he wants, he can get Gaston, or he can get economy. I maybe like to see like a Rose Road, but if you can get a Gaston, I think that's actually what he should do. The icon control attachments are hit or miss right now because you don't know what Richard's got in his hand. Richard playing the Wildfire to just get rid of the Chud. Not ideal. Not really going to do a huge amount in this situation, but yeah, hit or miss. And getting the Gaston. So that's put Richard in an even more awkward situation. My imagining is he's probably going to try and just defend this anyway, so that's not terrible for him. Yeah. This is a difficult situation. Joel has really seized control early on in this game. And there's not been much Richard's been able to do with it. He did say he thought he was wrong to maybe keep the Balon setup just because he needed a few more small characters early on. But it was such an amazing setup. 4 cards with Balon as one of them is just hard to... Oh my god. Rich just said he can kneel the sea tower to put his only character in. So if we're to believe him, his hand is full of locations and events? But he's only got 1 other character in his hand, so he's got 5 other gold he could have spent. Greyjoy don't really have any ambush tricks, so he must not have anything else. This is a scary situation for him. I suppose he's just got to sit back and defend, but if Joe does a military, he's just going to have left with Littlefinger again. Just not going to be able to push through any of this rush. He's got the locations, but just not the characters to support them. They've been marched and killed, and yeah, it's not what you want to see as a Greyjoy crossing. And that Condemned comes back out, but on the Chud, just get out of my hand, whatever, I don't care. You use Littlefinger, please use him so that I can Gaston it back to your hand. Richard probably wouldn't care too much about that because he's going to get the draw off him again. But that's just going to clear his board, unfortunately.
I guess I'll take little fingers.
Joel debating what he's going to do with Nymeria. I think you can probably just sit back and wait here. I don't think it really matters. I think you push to a challenge with Sirio. Richard probably kills the little Chud. You can maybe get 2 unopposed challenges. Richard doing an intrigue challenge. Joel wants to defend it with Kaliot. But yeah, hey, Richard playing Cracker's Grasp. You can get unopposed. Woo! Oh, Richard, I'm so sorry. So, what are we gonna do? So Kaliot's not in the challenge, which means he doesn't get to do it. And he's going to do Win or So. He's going to get rid of the Gaston or Condemned.
Yeah, I was going to trigger this, but never mind.
First player gets to react first. So he gets rid of the Gaston, which means that Joel cannot use Gaston to get rid of Littlefinger. So that's exactly the answer that Richard needed there, to get rid of that Gaston. Poor Joel. I can't really feel too bad for him in this situation.
That's not making me happy.
And getting rid of Lordsport Shipwright, which is quite nice.
Yeah,
So I thought instead I'll get Gaston out.
And,
This would mean there was going to be a lot of stuff to take now. Anyway, never mind.
that,
over to you.
Yeah,
interesting.
military, stealth.
Unopposed.
Yeah, military, stealthing, doesn't matter. Getting the unopposed. Joel gets that Condemned back to his hand yet again.
Power with...
And these icon control attachments are probably driving Richard up the wall a little bit. Cannot imagine he's enjoying it, so that's difficult.
No, how much have you got?
5.
Oh, so you went dominant.
And Joel now sat on 8 power, having got through all the challenges that he could possibly want. Well, power and military. Couldn't do the intrigue because he'd used Kaliot on defense. So Richard still managed to get up to 8 power, respectable to Joel's 8. He's got Littlefinger, he's got the locations. Maybe he plays trading this turn if he's got things in his hand. Maybe the problem is he doesn't have characters in his hand. So maybe we see a summons? Don't think so.
Have some money.
Trading against the first snow. So Richard's not going to be able to get his chuds out. However, on a trading turn, if Richard can get out enough big characters with his sea tower and his Rose, he's got 12 gold this turn, 13 with Littlefinger. With 13 gold, if you can get out some big characters, he might get back in this game, because Kaliot and the Reducer are going to go back to Joel's hand. Joel's got 6 gold with a reduction. Kaliot's going to go back, Reducer's going to go back. He's got a dupe on Nymeria to save a military claim, but we'll have to see what Richard marshals this turn, because this game could turn maybe at this point if Joel isn't careful. Viper, well, not Hyper Viper, it's the ship Viper that no one should really be playing, but I suppose it's pseudo renown and a military icon and a Martel deck. But when you're running the to say, while you're running the Kraken banner, you probably don't care about the military icon as much as you normally do in main house with just pure Martel, but I think that Sirio with Viper is quite nice, because you can give Viper stealth and he's going to get his reaction off quite effectively. So, Rich getting out a Drowned Men. What else is he going to get?
So I get 11 money.
Getting out a Raiding Longship, doesn't need it this turn. Oh, and that's it. Oh dear. So the Martel is first. Richard has got a lot of gold left over. I don't know, maybe there was nothing else he could really play without hurting himself. I think he's maybe, yeah, that's the only explanation I can think of, is that he's just not drawing into the things he needs. Hasn't got a Iron Mines that could have saved him here. Joel probably going to do a military challenge, stealthing the drowned men.
I can't risk any unopposed, so I'll take this.
Military. Makes sense.
Taking the military icon with the drowned men. I think he did that too early. I don't think he needed to worry about the sea stone just yet. I think he could have forced through the military with Sirio, seen what Richard killed, then used Nymeria. Because if Richard killed the drowned men, rather than Littlefinger, which is probably quite likely, I think he could have been able to force through all 3 challenges here and not really care. So I think that's maybe a play mistake, but not one that's going to too negatively impact him here. Because now obviously he can only do an intrigue or a power with the Viper, and he's not going to be able to, if he does that, he's not going to be able to defend against Littlefinger. Whereas if he done the military, waited to see what Richard did, he would have been able to use Nymeria to get through one challenge and use the Viper to get through the other. As I say, small mistake. He's on 11 power, 12 power, sorry. Only needs 3 more by the looks of it. Richard's going to do a power challenge, realising that he just needs to drain away some more of Joel's power, see if there's any possibility of him getting back into this game. Which I can't honestly see happening. He's on 6 power. And he's got 7 gold left over. So Richard wins dominance with 7 gold wasted from the trading. Oh, he's drawn a card though with the Great Kraken. Maybe he's got something in his hand that's going to help him in this next turn. And the Martel player discarding the Little Desert Scavenger. What is he going to play this turn? Martel playing Wildfire just to get it out of the way, and the Greyjoy player playing Weapons of the Dawn. So he's only going to have 4 gold plus a reduction this turn, so he's not going to be able to do a huge amount. Maybe he's got some chud in his hand, though I don't know if it's going to be enough. So I think this is why Richard prefers fealty to crossing. At the minute, the crossing is just reducing the strength of his characters. Against this sort of onslaught, it's just not doing anything. Getting out another reducing location, another sea tower, and using one of them to get out of Chud. What else is he going to do? Using the other one and the Chud, paying his gold to get out Euron Crowseye. I think that must be 6 strength, must be Euron. I'm going off strength alone, guys. I don't know if it is actually Euron. Pillage, yeah, it's got to be Euron with that much strength and with the pillage keyword. So that's a big character that he needed. Counters. He was going to milk it, forgetting weapons at the door. So Euron is going to get off his trigger this turn, in theory, if Joel doesn't leave the Viper to defend it, which he might. And if Euron gets off his challenge this turn, it means he's going to get to steal a Gaston, which is going to be huge. The question is, can Richard stave off Joel winning long enough to get back in this game? He's at a point now where he might. There's a possibility of it. Joel getting another dupe on Sirio. On a dupe on Sirio now as well as Nymeria, so that's yeah. If I can see anyone bringing this back, it's maybe Richard, but I think it's maybe just a slow grind to the win here for Joel. Not sure there's much Richard can do. Probably, if he can force a mistake or get an unforced error from Joel so that he can potentially get off the Sea Stone, maybe he's alright, but I'm pretty sure if Joel waits with Nymeria and just takes the military icon off Euron,
3, you're into military.
Yeah, just taking the military icon off Euro, which means Richard's never going to get that sea stone off.
Okay.
Doing it early again. I'm not. I like waiting. I suppose you're going to do a power challenge for 6. I suppose you have to do it early there because of the raiding longship. There wasn't a huge amount he could do unless he wanted to over defend.
For 6, you can boost and do all sorts of shenanigans.
So it's power for 6. So it looks like Richard's going to get a Gaston here.
Power, yeah?
Okay, right.
Don't think if he can try to defend with the Viper, but it's just going to be bounced out with a raiding longship.
Locations that make me think, oh,
So I think you've kind of just got to let this go unopposed.
oh,
As much as you don't want to,
that's even worse that you saw them.
let it go unopposed. That puts Richard up to 7-10. Takes you one away. Oof. As I said, this is a dangerous situation here for Joel. Richard's, I'm imagining, probably going to play Rise of the Kraken next turn, and that could be really bad for Joel. Unopposed, claim. Oh!
Well, that was after, yeah, so yeah.
So no claim.
So no claim. Claim just comes off Richard and back onto Richard, getting the renowned anyway. So Joel's not getting any further away from winning in a difficult situation, but he has got the Gaston that he so loves. So that's going to stop Joel playing a Gaston and means that he can now bounce back if Joel tries to use Nymeria or Syrio in challenge. Bounce it back, waste their dupe. Might be nice for him.
How many times can you trigger this thing?
Twice around.
Just checking how often Richard can trigger the Great Kraken. My imagining is he maybe wants to draw more cards. No, maybe it's the power. No, I think he wants the power. He wants to try and rush to keep up with Joel. He's reached a point now where he probably wants cards to try and keep his board presence there.
Yeah,
People always forget.
I know.
Joel defending with the Viper to try and prevent the Great Kraken, but Richard's using that raiding longship, and especially in a long regional tournament like this, it's so hard to sometimes remember every card of the board, especially when you've got that mess there opposing you.
Kill him then.
But getting the unopposed.
Unopposed.
For that, getting the trigger off the Great Kraken, Richard now sat on 12 power as well, and managed to get rid of that milk from Joel's hand.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So Joel getting unopposed, Joel on 12 power himself, can't do a power challenge because he defended with the Red Viper. Oh, this might be a difficult situation for Joel now. Getting unopposed,
Trigger Gaston Ground, just send it back home.
bounce back, Syrio to hand. He's like, I might as well use it, I'm going to get it back next turn anyway. Nymeria sat there for Dom, Joel is 1 away, Richard is 3 away. Richard is probably going to play Great Kraken next turn, hope to go first, try and get those last 3 power.
Have you won yet?
Yeah. So this is a squeaky bum time. Jesus Christ. This is quite the game. He can't play much. He's got to play Rise. He's got to play Rise. Calling the banners to Rise of the Kraken. Oh my God. Richard has got to go first. Draw his cards. Jesus, this is an intense game. And Richard is kind of like, how can I win? I've got to be able to win somehow. Joel obviously got no mirror that's going to help him out in this situation.
Mines.
Richard's got 9 mines, save his life, but I don't think he's going to make any difference now. Oh, milking Nymeria. I think that's done it. I think milking Nymeria has done it. By milking Nymeria, he can get through the power challenge, get it unopposed, unless Joel gets out something significant. Oh my God. What are we going to see here? Come on, Joel. Get something good out. Joel just thinking, is there anything in my hand that's going to win me this game? If Richard forces through, unless Joel could get a power icon out, Richard does a power challenge with Euron, removes any defenders with the raiding longship, gets unopposed, gets claim, gets renown. So Joel has to get out another power icon to stop the unopposed, so he can defend with Viper and something else. If he does that, Richard can't get through an unopposed intrigue because of the Greenblood Trader, and then Joel can't get through a power challenge if he only gets out one other power icon, can't get through an unopposed intrigue. Oh my god, so much depends on what Joel marshals. This was absolutely Richard's only line of play. Unfortunately, it entirely depends on what Joel does. This has got so tense. So, what are we going to see? Through sheer force of will alone, by the looks of this, Richard has clawed himself back into the game. Got the condemned off of Littlefinger. I think that's the wrong call. I think you should have put it on Euron. I suppose what Joel is thinking is Richard can force through a power challenge with Littlefinger and then do a challenge with Euron.
You've only got one raiding longship,
Richard can boost Euron's strength with the Iron Fleet Scout as well. What else is he going to do? Thinking this through, he realises the power icons are the most important thing. If he's got another condemned, he's won the game. If he's got another power icon, he's not lost. I think the fact that he's not laid it out means he hasn't got it. I don't think he's got it in hand. As Richard, the longer it's taking Joel to do this, the more confident I'm feeling, because it's suggesting he doesn't have it. Jesus Christ, this game is so tense. I think this is the third round of Swiss. This is right at the point where you need to make sure you keep winning your games to keep rising to the top. You don't want to lose a game now because your opponent might not necessarily have the strength of schedule that you want them to have towards the end of the game, because if they lose now they might keep losing and the strength of schedule goes to crap. Joel looking at what the raiding longship does, wondering if he can put an attachment on his own character, but he's probably not running any positive attachments. Getting out Sirio, that's not what he needed. Nope, that's not what he needed. Oh, god damn it. Oh. God damn it. So, Richard probably going to think this through. Probably going to sit there, going to make sure he hasn't got this wrong. Doing power challenge with Euron. And that surely has to be game. That has to be game. And that's game. Oh my god. Richard somehow clawing victory from the hands of defeat. Oh my god. So, Joel showing that he had the power icons with Edric Dane and with Asher in hand, but yeah, Richard showing the Kraken's graph. Oh my god, Joel needed to use Calliot and Dane on the table, then he would have won, but that Sirio lost in the game. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, guys. Anyway, thanks for joining us for that absolutely epic game. next week, or as soon as I get the videos up, there'll be more videos from the Reading Regional. Thanks a lot, guys. As I said, I'm just choosing the best games that I've seen, and as you can see, that was an amazing game. So comment below for anything you'd like to say to the players, and I'll see you next Tuesday. See you guys. Oh my god.
I think they get a crossing either, didn't they?
No, I never triggered it once. But then I knew I wouldn't again.
For the rest of the day.
Just sort of settled on the fact I had to sort of, just sit on low amount of challenges.
I think I made, silly mistake. I think marshalling the Red Viper is probably a mistake. Just tempting. Because I had Vengeance to stop a Sea Stone at that time.
Yeah, I couldn't even trigger that, could I?
No, I wouldn't let you trigger that.
Definitely.
I could almost have let you do that, but I was, still worried about.
Yeah, I did. I'm not sure.